WrestleMania season. Man, BC got a lot more excited when I saw Cody Rhodes face-to-face with Roman Reigns last night. And you want to know what actually got me excited? It was before they were even face-to-face. Their theme music, bro. You forget how badass, how electric, how moving those theme songs are, man. I truly believe that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns have the best theme music today in pro wrestling. I don't think anybody comes close to rivaling that. And I'm not talking about music from yesteryear, right? Because obviously Stone Cold's music, The Rock's, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, anything that Triple H had. There's so much. Kane's remixed music. I used to like Kane's music as well. There was a lot of good theme songs back in the day. But for years, we didn't really have a theme song. No wrestler had theme music that really made you stand up and you were in awe because it matched the talent so well and the song was just so badass. It made you feel something, right? Something about Roman Reigns' theme song and Cody Rhodes, man. It is top-notch, next level, and beyond. And there is no song that rivals that. If you guys have a song that you think is in the same league at least, drop it down below, man. Because I don't know of any other. I'm always looking for some damn good gym music, though. When I'm smashing and clanging and banging, I like to fucking, if Roman's theme comes on, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna do an extra set, man. BC gonna act like he's coming down the aisle at WrestleMania. If Cody Rhodes' theme music happens to come up in my set list, while I'm doing some reps, I gotta be honest, ain't nobody getting that machine for another 10 minutes. Put that shit on a loop, and BC's gonna act like he in the middle of that ring. Best theme songs. And man, when I heard them back to back last night, BC's got to tell you, bro. Wow, I was just like, man, I'm excited for that match. That is the match for BC. I can't wait. And I'm actually looking forward to Seth Rollins and Logan Paul because I think it's gonna just rock that house to the core. I truly feel that way. But it's, that is a main event. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, the ultimate heel for the past several years. And the face that company has been desperately needing for years. It's finally going to happen, man. If you ain't going to have The Rock, unfortunately, we're not gonna. Man, Cody Rhodes is that guy. I still can't believe that the AEW Executive Vice President is about to become, one of the founders of AEW is about to become the WWE Universal Undisputed Champion, man. Just fucking wild. Before we get to that, though, before we get to SmackDown, March 3rd, 2023, a couple of side notes. First, breaking news. We have confirmation. We joked about it for the last 48 hours. But I can confirm that Tony Khan has just announced more major announcements. That is confirmed. That is not a joke, right? Because every time that Tony Khan dips really low in the ratings for Dynamite, he rebuttals with an automatic, I have big announcements coming soon. Right? He tells you, he announces that he has big announcements. He does it so often that it's become a shtick, and it's actually, the community kind of makes fun of it now. Nobody takes these announcements seriously. He just did it a few weeks ago when they hit 824,000 in viewership, and he announced a big announcement for Wednesday. The big announcement was a reality show. It should have been in a press release earlier in the week, but he announced it. It's only 6 episodes, by the way. It's only 6 episodes, starts in a month or two, whatever it is. It runs for 6 weeks, and that's it. And if it does okay in the ratings, maybe they'll pick it up for next year for another 6 episodes. And there's some people that are like, this is exactly what AEW needs. Really? You just need another Total Bellas? Another Total Divas? Roads to the Top? Montez and Bianca Belair are going to have one for WWE, too. Luckily, they didn't make a big announcement on primetime television about it. But how many reality shows in pro wrestling can you possibly have, guys? Seriously, you really think this is going to catapult AEW to the stratosphere because we're inside the relationship of Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti Mello? Because that's one of the big storylines in this show. You're going to go inside the relationship of Adam Cole, baby, and Britt Baker. Yay, I can't wait to see what they eat in the morning, when they take their fucking first shit. Are they a morning or a fucking nighttime shower? Do they do both? I can't wait to fucking see. I mean, what do you guys want to see from this reality? It's basically everything you would see on this platform. I don't understand how people can be excited about another fucking wrestling reality show. But that was the big announcement, and people said, wow, you wham bamboozled us, TK. So then this past week, he hits 833,000 in viewership. A drastic dip. We went over it the past 2 days. And we joked about it, but we were serious. Be on the lookout because Tony Khan is going to announce big announcements. Sure enough, and I quote from Tony Khan, 2023 will be the biggest year for AEW. I have major announcements coming soon that are important to AEW and our fans. That was TK within the last 12 hours. I have big announcements coming soon that are important to AEW. A 7th episode of the reality series? Are you going to announce the fucking date of your video game that could easily be in a press release? But you'll put it on primetime television to try to goad in some viewership? I tell you, man, it's the boy that cried wolf. You got to be careful because now Tony Khan has hit that realm where nobody believes the big announcements anymore. And sooner rather than later, don't be surprised if announcing big announcements for your primetime television show, don't be surprised if that doesn't even work anymore and you don't pull 1 million in viewership with a big announcement show because people already know it's the boy that cried wolf. They're going to know that just because you're crying wolf doesn't mean there's actually a wolf. You're just trying to get attention to your product. Well, but you see, he's a promoter. That's what he's trying to do. Okay, a time or two is okay. When you do the same shtick and you wham bamboozle your audience time after time after time after time, don't be surprised if that audience walks away. There's only so many times you can fool them. I mean, you're literally stringing them along, anticipating what this big announcement could be, and then you drop the lowest hanging fruit. It's absolutely bullshit. But we joked about it for 2 days. We all had a good laugh. But no, Tony Khan actually said, I got big announcements coming. You're going to want to tune into our shows. Big announcements I have. I told you guys, this is all he does. Instead of thanking his audience, he only does that if you hit 1 million viewership. Then he'll go on his platforms and he'll thank you. If he doesn't hit 1 million for Dynamite, his audience does not get thanked. He will not thank you. You're peasants. So for the 833,000 viewers that tuned in to Dynamite, you did not get thanked. You are meaningless unless he can hit that 1 million. It's just about the numbers for him. But ratings don't matter? Oh, they do, more than you think, especially for TK. But big announcements, guys, big announcements are on the horizon just 24 hours after TK finds out about the just terrible rating for AEW, losing over 170,000 viewers from last week. Not because there was no NBA competition, because he announced a huge announcement and failed to deliver. But it was enough. He tucked it in, that announcement, in the Q7 spot. So it was enough where every segment before that was over the normal, well over 1 million. And that show hit 1 million. So he saw it hit 833 this week. He's like, all right, hold on. I got big announcements. Come back. Come back. Come back. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I will not be tuning in for these big announcements. I'll much rather just... we'll check it out in the 24 hours afterwards. I'll see the headlines and you guys can talk about it, and that's how it should be anyway. Put it in a fucking press release. And the second thing before we get over to SmackDown, 3/3/23, Liv Morgan. I got to give a salute to Liv Morgan, bro. Liv had a match last night with Rhea Ripley. We're going to go over it in this review. And after this match, Liv loses. Spoiler. We'll go over exactly how and the match, was it good or not. But she loses to Rhea Ripley. And there's a fan in the audience, in the crowd, that is literally crying. This little girl, and she's crying, almost like angry Miz girl. And Liv Morgan, that they showed this girl on camera, and afterwards there's a cool clip, man. I don't know if it was WWE.com or not, or how I came across it, but there's just a really cool vid of Liv inviting this girl backstage, and she runs into the arms of Liv Morgan backstage, and Liv gives her such a huge mama hug, basically. Just clutches her, looks right in her eyes, and says some words to her. I wasn't able to listen to the audio because I was just busy on something else. I was lucky enough to even see it, but I couldn't hear the audio. But she says something to her, and then she gives another hug to the girl. I mean, how cool is that? That Liv made sure that security brought her backstage because she wanted to give her a big hug, thank her. I mean, Liv Morgan is fucking exceptional in every way. And the match she had with Rhea Ripley last night, we're going to talk about it. Because Liv Morgan, a lot of the wrestling world may have turned their back on Liv Morgan. Do not count BC as one of them. I have always stuck by her because I know how damn good she is and how she keeps improving. And to see what type of person she is, Liv Morgan, salute to Liv. Because she's badass, man, and legit. Liv is legit. All right, Tony Khan's big announcement of more big announcements. Liv Morgan, salute. That's my cold open. Now let's get to SmackDown 3/3/23. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, face to face. So Roman Reigns and the Bloodline start the show. An absolute epic intro. These boys are so fucking over. And again, I have to attribute a lot of that. I have to attribute to their theme music. I mean, even without it, they would be over. I'm not saying that. But it's like Stone Cold. I always say this. He was going to be over no matter what. The dude was a tank engine and nobody could get in his way. But I truly believe that there was another layer clinched back in the Attitude Era. If you were around, if you were going to the shows back in the Attitude Era, you know what I'm talking about. When the glass shattered, it was an out-of-body experience. It was an out-of-this-world experience. And for those of you too young and you weren't able to see Stone Cold back in the day, man, that sucks because there was nothing like it in the world and there never will be again. Not in sports anyway. You could go to the Super Bowl, you can go to a gymnastics meet or an AEW show. Joe, come on, I'm joking. You could go to boxing, MMA, you can go to a Broadway show, you can go to a NASCAR event. I mean, I've been to most all of these. You're never going to get that feeling, man. When the glass shattered, it was just out of this world. Whether you wanted to or not, you jumped out of your seat. You were in awe at the same time while being electric. I mean, it was so loud. The thunderous roar, I cannot explain it to you in words. And as a podcast, that's rough, but I can't. So my point is, without that theme music, does the highest of levels get clinched? I'm not so sure. He would have been massively over. He would have been the guy. He would have made any theme music work. But when the glass shattered, man, it was just an instantaneous, out of this world reaction. And it's the glass shattering, man. It was just that was the music. I always attribute it to like Randy Orton and the Evolution. Remember Evolution? That theme song with Randy Orton. Randy Orton became one of my faves because of that song with him. When Evolution's theme music hit, right? Evolution is a mystery full of change that no one sees. Right? Fucking how methodical Randy Orton would come to the ring. It gelled so well with that theme song. And when Randy Orton lost that theme song, it wasn't the same with BC. Like, I could not click with Randy Orton. You know what I mean? Even with the Voices song, and then there was the other one as well. I think he had 2 or 3 theme songs after Evolution. But I was hoping that when Evolution dismantled, that he would somehow end up with it, because a theme song means so much to a wrestler. It can help make them, and it can even break them. Randy Orton was never the same afterwards. I understand a lot of that was his behavior, poor booking, but shitty fucking theme music, or at least not as good as, did not help him, man. When he lost that Evolution track, BC was like, fuck, man, he lost so much. My point is, man, you hear Roman Reigns' theme song, just watch. That my whole point in this is the start of SmackDown, the first 7 minutes is just Bloodline walking to the ring and everybody is in awe. The first 10 minutes, really, because he had a little bit of a video package. And everybody's in awe. Roman Reigns' Bloodline theme music and they're just putting up the ones. And you look at the crowd. Now, this is a massive heel, right? Everybody putting up those ones. Everybody, man. And Roman, it was so cool, man. Roman just took a moment to look at the crowd, and he knew. It was that look like, oh, we are the shit. We are those motherfuckers, dog. And he knew it. You know what I mean? There was a look in his face like, yup, we got him. We got him right in the fucking palms, bro. So epic, guys. So epic. And then you follow that up with Cody Rhodes, and people remain on their feet, because another theme song with a guy who is rocking the industry right now in Cody Rhodes. And you're literally thinking, fuck, this is a match, man. Like, this is a WrestleMania main event caliber match, finally. You know, there's many years that go by and we get a WrestleMania main event and we're just kind of like, is it, though? Is that a main event? This is it, bro. And Cody Rhodes comes out, and you gotta... Man, I just... Before they even went face-to-face. So, guys, quick swig. But BC cannot tell you enough how much theme music alone, man, can get BC to the edge of his seat. I got the volume last night as Cody's coming out. Roman's on 47, bro. Volume to 47, right? The whole neighborhood can fucking hear the adrenaline in my soul. Every thought out of control. Do it all to get them off their feet. Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Whoa! Fucking A, bro. You know? It's one of those things, man, where you just... You don't get it often, man. Theme songs do not really... They don't gel with the wrestlers these days like they used to. And now you just have a lot of generic theme music, to be honest with you. So I know we're kind of cold open and the start of the show. We're kind of theme music heavy discussion-wise, but I can't tell you, man, how much that first 10 to 12 minutes, how electrifying it was just to have fucking wrestlers and their theme musics, their theme musics, get BC to the edge of his seat. I can't tell you, man. It takes a lot these days. You kind of get jaded because for the last 10 years, wrestling has taken a deep dive. So you get kind of jaded, man. So it takes a lot for someone like BC to get on the edge of his seat, man. Just entrances alone last night had me fucking literally. I caught myself. I was on the edge of my seat. I had my fucking notes. I'm like, damn. They didn't even go face to face yet. Fucking WrestleMania season, baby. So finally, they go face to face, and it was an epic face to face before they even said a word, man. The crowd is electric. Like I said, theme music alone, the aura of Roman Reigns, the aura of Cody Rhodes, and it's just fucking it's just massive, man. Just fucking you know what I mean? And then you get them face to face, and it's like, oh, here we go. I literally put in my notes. It says right here in my notes, instead of just writing down detail for detail, this is what I put. This is a quote. I put this last night in my notes. Talk that shit, BC. What's it? Because I just wanted to, I told myself, I said, you know what? When we cut this review early in the morning, I'm just going to fucking recount it all, because I'm just going to feel this shit. I'm not going to take a moment to write I'm going to feel their fucking words and what they are, what they're presenting storyline wise for their WrestleMania match. Like, let's do this. Now is the time to really get the world captivated with this WrestleMania main event. And they did not disappoint, man. Roman Reigns went in deep on the father shit. Obviously, that was one of Dusty's kids. Not bloodline with the Rhodes, but literally one of his kids. And we know how profession a lot of the time took people like Ric Flair and the Dusty Rhodeses of the world. Profession overtook personal family life. And the profession of pro wrestling was more of a priority than even family. And Dusty Rhodes spent so much more time with people like Roman Reigns, Joe Anoa'i, than he did his own kid, Cody Rhodes. In fact, it's well documented. Paul Heyman just documented it a couple weeks ago, in that face-to-face with Cody, that he taught people like Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens. He taught them so much shit, but he did not train his own kid, Cody Rhodes. Dusty trained all of them, but not even his own kid. Dusty spent so much time with all of them, not his own kids. Not like that anyway, and not really teaching them about the profession. And Roman really went deep into that. And Roman went even deeper, and he said, we spent so much time, not even just talking about wrestling, but just about everything in life. You know the one thing we never talked about? Like literally, we never talked about? And he takes a deep pause, and he says, you. We never talked about you. He never brought you up, not even once. Man, you could hear the crowd just roar and just we just felt so bad for Cody. Cody knew the personal shots were coming, the insults, but the digs and the bringing up his father. But to hear that, man, just cuts so deep for him. So Cody's rebuttal, absolutely phenomenal. Cody says, hearing that, see, I thought this was all just stating the obvious, right? I thought this was all just, okay, you sent Paul Heyman for X, Y, and Z. I can get past that. But what I didn't account for is you sent Paul Heyman to tell me the truth 2 weeks ago. You sent Paul Heyman to cut deep by bringing up my father. And here you are saying that he never brought me up. That you literally were the kid that he always wanted, never had. So now, this victory, beating you at WrestleMania, that's not just finishing the story anymore. This is now a necessity. It is a necessity that I beat you at WrestleMania. It is a necessity that I take that title from you. It is a necessity that the Rhodes legacy carries on bigger, brighter, better than ever before. It is now a necessity. It's beyond finishing the story. And Roman Reigns is kind of like, you look at Roman's face and he's kind of like, fuck, did I just dig a little too deep here? Did I dig my own fucking hole here? It was fucking beautifully done, man. Now, I know some people probably wanted even more because we could and we will. We still have 4 more full weeks of shows before Mania. You're going to get them face-to-face again. And before Mania, you're going to have this much more scathing and much more on a spotlighted level. But for now, a good first introduction. They even shake hands, man. Roman's a little weary. Takes him a little while as he's up the aisle to finally give that Roman smile like he just put one over on Cody. But it took him a while. Cody's a little bit perplexed too. You know, he felt Roman out a little bit, but now he's a little bit more angered, or a lot bit more. Now he truly has a whole nother set of reasons why he has to defeat Roman Reigns at Mania. If you love stories in pro wrestling, this is fucking awesome. Legit. The Sami Zayn shit with Roman Reigns in the bloodline, phenomenal to another level, no doubt. But this is really fucking done well so far. And I've been from day one of Cody's journey back to WWE. I knew where this had to culminate. I knew it had to be WrestleMania one-on-one with Roman. I knew that. And to see it, even after the injury with Cody Rhodes, to see it coming to fruition, man, I cannot be more excited for this fucking match. But the story, the seeds are being planted for it to be on another level. And I think it will be as the weeks go on, man. They just got to get creative, bring your A+ game every time. And this will be a main event for the ages. But coming off of the Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn storyline with the bloodline, and everybody said, well, after that, you got nothing. They're fucked. Not necessarily. Cody Rhodes is pulling his weight here. And we got something special brewing. And we're still not even done with the Sami Zayn shit, by the way. They're just setting up a tag title match. Kevin Owens, Sami versus the Usos. Whether that's Jimmy and Jay or Jimmy and Solo remains to be seen. But, so that's not even done, by the way. So we still got some good storytelling in WWE, and that's really setting the stage for WrestleMania and making it a lot more special than it perhaps would have been. This took up about the first half an hour of the show, guys, about 22 to 23 minutes. Then we went to a 3-minute commercial break, and when we came back, we just had some entrances for like Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. So the bulk of the first two segments kind of set for those two. First half an hour of the show, mostly. And then again, we went into Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. I'll get to that in a second. But to put the cherry on top of Cody and Roman last night, I absolutely loved it. Of course, I would have loved more. That means it's good, right? It's what Bray Wyatt's been doing. And one of the big fucking reasons people don't like the Bray Wyatt shit lately is because it's so short. What does that fucking do? Like, we need more. Well, at least he's leaving you wanting more. It could be the opposite, wanting less. Right? And I know, but Beasley, I do want less, man. This is shitty, man. Listen, on a 2-hour show, or if it's Raw for 3 hours, if Bray Wyatt's little 30-second segment is what's pissing you off the most, I think you just have a problem with Bray Wyatt, man. Because if there's nothing else on the show that you can complain about, it's Bray Wyatt's 30 seconds, something's not adding up. That's not even worth complaining about. It's just 30 fucking seconds. So obviously you just don't like anything Bray does, which is funny though, because every single time Bray Wyatt comes down that aisle, watch the crowd. Right? For years, we've been hearing about Bray Wyatt is boring, and I don't like the supernatural, and the Bray Wyatt is just stupid. And then you watch, right? For years, we've been hearing this. Until this very day, watch Bray come down the aisle. Just watch. Listen to the crowd. Yeah, Bray Wyatt is still that motherfucker. Bray Wyatt still electrifies. You know why? Bray Wyatt is larger than life. You can complain all you want. You can want more, no question. I even want more because I'm a big Bray fucking fan anyway. So, of course, I'll take a whole hour of Firefly Funhouse and I'll be fine with it. I'll pull up my pants. I'll do the Muscle Man dance every fucking Monday if I need to. But to say that this dude's not working or that it's a fail, that thought process is a failure. Because you just got to look at the crowds, look at the metrics, look at the numbers, look at the ratings, look at his merchandise sales. Bray Wyatt is still to this day, as he has been for years, on fire. You may not like it. That's a prerogative. That doesn't make it bad, though. It leaves people wanting more. I agree. There's too many questions right now than there are answers, and they got to figure that shit out. They got to start telling us those. But let's not act like Bray Wyatt's little minute of a 2-hour show is the fucking worst thing in the planet. Come on. It's just trying to bash Bray because it works so damn well. So it's one of those things where you take things like that, and it's for BC and so many others, man, it's making this product feel like it has a pulse, man. You know, the LA Knight Bray Wyatt story was fun for so many of us. The bloodline with Sami Zayn, so fun for us. Cody Rhodes and Roman is taking on a life of its own, which is fun for us. For so many years, we didn't have this type of shit. It just felt like there was no pulse on these shows. There were no larger-than-life characters. Now, when you go, if you're a kid and you're going to get an autograph from Roman or even Cody Rhodes or Bray Wyatt, now you can be in awe, right? For years, we didn't have wrestlers that would make you in awe. They weren't booked as such. Nobody seemed larger than life. Now we're starting to have people, when the music hits, BC is captivated by the theme music alone, man. That's what we used to have in the Attitude Era. When you heard, "If you smell," you were already out of your seat. If you heard the glass shatter from Stone Cold, you were out of your seat. If you heard that fucking gong hit from The Undertaker, you were out of your seat. It's just how it was. Are you ready? DX, you are out of your seat. I mean, the music just hits. And before a lyric can be put out, you're out of your seat, you're on your feet. And you're fucking loud as fuck. It's electric. You know, we haven't had that for years. It was so cool to see that with Roman and Cody last night. Edge is one of those dudes who's still here, thankfully, on a part-time schedule. Edge, you know, brings the crowd to their feet as well. So I want to acknowledge Edge because he's one of those dudes that really brings that pulse, brings that lifeline to the shows. But it's few and far in between. So anyway, that's my cherry on top of Cody and Roman. This is just the beginning. Relax. It's going to get even better. But this was fucking solid AF. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan is next. Let me get a swig. Salute unit. Thank you again. Smash those ups if you don't mind. Help out the algorithm. Join, man. Become a member of the channel if you want. You throw a coffee to BC every month and you activate your gold card. And it really just allows BC to do special things like special members-only chats, things like that, where I can really kind of zone in and see where the unit is at thought process-wise for things like WrestleMania. So, channel memberships are actually more important than you think on just little studies that I like to do and kind of zone in a part of the unit. So, yeah, to all my channel members, salute to you guys, man. Gold team, go! And to my red team, whether you're a channel member or not, man, much love and respect always. Smash that fucking up, man. Help the algorithm. The tube doesn't like the smaller channels. They don't want us on the fucking platform. We're the renegades. We're the little E's. I'm right. BC's the little ECW channel in the community, but so small things like just smashing that up, man, helps out the channel. I appreciate that. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. As soon as the bell rang, Morgan came cascading out of the corner with a missile dropkick. Those jean booty shorts flying through the air like a 747. A beautiful sight, man. Liv Morgan put her heart and soul into this thing. She controlled the better part of the match. Liv looked damn solid in this contest, like she always does. But it was a late riptide into an inadvertent cloverleaf submission that would secure victory for Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley. Total match time was just over 8 minutes. This did nothing to get BC excited for Rhea Ripley versus Charlie Flair's rematch at Mania. Nothing at all. But what it did do for BC was cement what I already knew. Liv is legit. Liv Morgan is absolutely phenomenal. In fact, after the match, as I said in the cold open, a wrestling fan was in tears. This younger girl in tears, almost like Angry Miz girl, but this was sad Liv girl. And she was in tears, and the camera caught it, and everybody must have been talking about it backstage. Liv invited her backstage, gave her a huge... this girl ran into the arms of Liv Morgan like Liv was her fucking mother. Maybe we'll find out more. Maybe it's a family member. I don't know. I doubt it's a family member. She was in tears. But she ran in and then Liv fucking sat her down, put her down and fucking talked to her a little bit, gave her another big hug. I mean, how many wrestlers do that, man? Liv Morgan is just so awesome in so many ways. And this match... Guys, you look at the fucking highlight reel. I mean, you got Liv Morgan fucking suicide dive onto the outside. She's doing the missile drop kick from the top rope. She's doing the huge double knee stunner from the top rope. I mean, I saw a group of pictures. Maybe it was from like a Liv fan or so. I don't know. But it was just from the match, highlights of the match. And it was just Liv Morgan flying in the air. Like just putting it all on the line. And I'm like, damn. And trust me, I'm not a flippity-dippity dive type of fan. I don't like that stuff at all. And what she was doing was not flippity-dippity anyway. She was just flying. But my point is, I mean, she was putting it all on the line. You don't really see a lot of the females in wrestling today, period, really going that all out in every match that she's in. Liv does that. It's such a shame that so many of the wrestling fans turned their back on her once she got the championship. And because that's what happened. I mean, you talk about fickle, which is what Bryan Danielson calls fans. It's beyond fickle how fast they turned on Liv Morgan. Do not count BC in on that. I know how special she is. I know how good she has gotten. And I know how good she's going to be. Liv Morgan is a straight up beast. Absolutely looking forward to much more Liv Morgan in the future. She loses this match to Rhea Ripley, as she should. Rhea's going for the championship, but Liv Morgan gains so much in defeat. Hour 1 ends with Santos Escobar versus Dominik Mysterio. Good action-packed match. Best part was listening to the crowd react to Santos, because it's clear that a lot of the main roster fans continue to find out just how good Escobar is. And you can see that. At first, they're like, who is this guy? Right? And by fucking 2 minutes into the match, they're like, oh shit, all right. It's really cool to see. Dominik takes out brass knuckles, creating an intentional distraction for the referee. So the ref is trying to tell Dominik, get them out. He's trying to take the brass knuckles from Dominik. Meanwhile, on the outside, Rhea Ripley delivers a thunderous riptide to Escobar, throws Escobar into the ring, and Dominik then hits a frog splash to secure the W. Post-match, Rey Mysterio meets Dominik in the aisleway to get his mask back. Rey's just trying to plead, Dominik, I don't want to do this right now with you. Can you just give me my fucking mask back, please? Thank you. That'd be fucking awesome. And Dominik's like, okay, boom, drops it right on the fucking ground. Rey Mysterio bends over to pick up his mask, and Dominik just decks his father with a forearm to the side of the dome piece. Drops Rey Mysterio like a ton of bricks right where he stands. Dominik and Rhea then walk backwards while fucking talking shit to his father. Pretty nicely done. This is a slow build to what we're all waiting for, and it's going to be well worth it, man. I assure you guys of that, dude. It's going to be well worth it when Rey Mysterio finally drops Dominik where he stands. When Rey Mysterio finally says enough and plants Dominik Mysterio, that is going to be the moment where, man, it's going to be electric. Right? Because it's a slow build to that. But there's going to come that show, that moment, where Rey just drops this son of a bitch and says, at WrestleMania, I'm going to do what I should have done your entire life. Beat your ass. Spank that ass. That's my only regret in life, that I didn't fucking beat your ass more. Right? That'll get people buzzing, because we live in a society now where you cannot do that to your kids. Oh no. These days, the kids are fucking yelling at their parents, man. There's no more respect. Back in the day, we took the ass whooping, man. So they got to incorporate something like that, you know? Like, he let Dominik get his way. This is Rey's fault that Dominik turned out like this, and he's going to correct those wrongs at WrestleMania. And he's going to make sure that Dominik knows exactly what his role is as son, as his bitch. Anyway, I'm further in the storyline myself here, but it's going to be so cool when we finally get that fucking moment, man. Because it's a slow build, and Rey Mysterio is just refusing to deck Dominik. And every show, we're like, this is it, man. This is where Dominik's going to get planted. Not so fast. Hour 1 ends with Rey Mysterio getting dropped by his son, Dominik. Hour number 2. Hour number deuce. Let me get another swig, if you do not mind. Salute to my unit. Drew McIntyre is going to start hour number 2. He wants Gunther middle of the ring. Instead, he gets Sheamus. Sheamus is hurt that Drew went behind his back, he says, because he should know how much that IC title means to him. So Drew is thinking the same thing as BC. Drew says, what are you? You're not my parent. Do I need your permission to wipe my ass too? He literally said that to Sheamus. So Sheamus says, you're right, you're not my parent, but I thought you were my brother. That was a really good line, guys. But I was wrong. You're just a backstabbing bastard. Very well done, LA Knight, yeah. Then comes to the ring. Now, the whole walk to the ring, LA Knight is actually cutting a promo. The funniest part in this is Drew and Sheamus are paying no attention. Drew and Sheamus are literally still in their argument in the middle of the ring. LA Knight is giving a sincere promo. He's talking to Drew and Sheamus about why they should know he should be a threat for the IC title. And they don't give a fuck about LA Knight. Yeah. It was, guys, I couldn't even tell you, man. That was a legit pop of BZ, man. I literally LOL'd on that shit. And then we had New Day hit the ring. Kofi was kind of Kofi and Xavier were kind of funny here because they were legit telling the truth. They're like, you think you're going to win an IC title at WrestleMania? You can't even win a match on SmackDown. We laugh. It's tragic though. We went over this last week. I mean, wasn't it Xavier who pit, or was it Kofi? Was it a fruit roll? No, it wasn't a fruit roll up, right? Either way, New Day actually beat LA Knight last week, and I was like, listen, much love to the New Day, but what the fuck? You can't have LA Knight lose on Smack. He lost at Royal Rumble in the Mountain Dew Pitch Black Dark match, whatever it was called. Okay, that had to happen. Bray had to win that match. We know that. He goes away for a few weeks, he comes back, and now you set LA Knight on a trajectory where he's sending a tear through everybody. Straight into Mania and out of Mania, LA Knight is a premier son of a bitch. Instead, they brought him back after a few weeks of an absence, and they had him lose to the fucking New Day in a one-on-one match, by the way. I don't know what that did. So, yeah, that was actually really bad. So, New Day actually bringing that up, man. Yeah, that LA Knight is forced to fucking realize face-to-face. Damn, that isn't good, is it? I don't know if it's good that we're actually making fun of that in the segment or not, actually. But PC was like, all right, at least they acknowledge that that's not good. Whether now they're just trolling each other or us, that's another story. But at least they know, WWE knows that that is not good because they used it in this fucking promo. So the New Day tell LA Knight, you can't even win a match on SmackDown. Simmer down, son. So then you have, who came out next? Was it Karrion Kross? I think Karrion Kross came. Yeah, Karrion Kross with the ultra beautiful Scarlet Bordeaux comes out next. And then they all brawl for about 60 seconds, ending with Karrion Kross standing middle of the ring with Scarlet. So they were the last ones to stand tall. I appreciate that they're hyping up the desire to hold the IC title. But this was one of those throw everybody out there all at once because we ain't got shit type of segments. That's right. We all know those type of segments, right? I'll say that again. These are the segments. Literally, I put quotes. I call these throw everybody out there all at once because we ain't got shit segments. That's what they are. You just send everybody out, you have them say some words, and then they all brawl, and then we're all like, wow, this is a crazy division. All right, they do it for tag teams a lot. They do it with the females a lot. And then they do it when the IC title doesn't have anything. You just throw a bunch of people and you just make sure everyone knows that any one of these people could go for it. Just build a storyline, man. That's all we need. Build a story with an actual number one contender or somebody that we would believe would be. And there you go. You don't have to have every one of these. For the next 4 weeks, we should not be playing this game. We did that last night. Next week, we're going to have a fatal 5-way to supposedly determine who the number one contender is. It's probably going to lead into a schmaz where a couple of people are going to end up either like winners or should have been. So when it's all said and done, we'll get a triple threat or maybe a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania. Gunther was backstage telling the mega beautiful Kayla Braxton that he just wants to get a contender for his title. He wants a match at Mania. He wants the prestige of the title to be such. And he's got nobody. So Gunther's pleading to Kayla Braxton. We're all pleading to WWE. Just get a number one contender and start building the one-on-one match. Don't muddy the waters. Don't bring a third, fourth, 10th person. Don't make it a fatal 46-way. Bringing in fucking Cheesehead, Charlie, Fuckwad Fred, and damn dipshit Dugenheimer. We don't need everybody in the match. Gunther alone will have a kick-ass match with any one of those motherfuckers. Let's go. Fatal 5-way next week will decide it, supposedly. Because when it's all said and done, guys, it's WrestleMania season. You gotta do better than this. This may work for a B-rated show, like even Elimination Chamber, or a fucking a Vengeance Day, or an In Your House. Is that still a thing? Backlash. You know, okay, but this is WrestleMania. You gotta do better than this. It's the IC title. You can't just be throwing everybody out there like fucking baloney thrown at the wall, seeing what name it lands on, and saying, okay, you're next, go to the ring, say some words. Next up, Shayna Basler was then in another 2-minute match. I always say, if it's Shayna Basler, two things are going to happen. The match will be less than 2 minutes, and she's most likely going to get fruit roll-upped and lose. This was another 2-minute Shayna Basler match. Shockingly, Shayna came out the fucking winner, guys. Shayna taps out Tegan Nox in less than 2 minutes. Poor Skittles. If you know, you know, man. That's Ronda Rousey's name for her. She called her Skittles. Again, I don't know if she knows that Tegan is a lesbian, though. I think she was just saying it because of her hair. Because I didn't hear Ronda yelling Skittles last night. She may have gotten some, she may have got a little bit of trouble last week. You can't call her Skittles. Why not? Her hair. She's a lesbian. Anyway, Shayna Basler and Ronda Rousey was in like a fucking sling because they got jumped earlier in the night. Who was it? Natty and some... I forgot who the fuck jumped. Ronda Rousey should not have a fucking sling around her arm. This is not how you... Careful, man. Even as a tag team, they're booking them kind of weird. Shayna looked like a badass. Okay, now Ronda looks like a fucking gimp. I don't know what it is about Ronda Rousey and Shayna Basler. They do not know how to book them. We're hoping that together will be better. I'm still holding out that hope. But damn, Ronda Rousey looked like a fucking schmuck last night, dude. Bobby Lashley hits the blue brand. That's right. Bobby Lashley comes out, man. Calls out Bray Wyatt. Instead, he gets Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy jumps Bobby Lashley from behind. Lashley is able to drill him into the canvas, set up the spear. And when he's about to deliver the spear, the lights go out. Uncle Howdy is gone. So, and that was the whole segment. So, man, that's gonna be. If you don't like Bray Wyatt as it is, and you don't like his segments, you are not gonna like this. Let me tell you, man. I liked it. What I didn't like is that I did want more. I just want more of it, man. Like do more. And I think their intention is leave them wanting more. Well, success. I just, it's almost like you just, can we get a little bit more while still craving more afterwards? Does that make sense? Maybe take the 60 seconds, maybe make it 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Because Bray clearly works. Uncle Howdy created a buzz. People buzz with this shit. Again, last night, look at the crowd. All come to their feet when they think fucking Bray's coming out. You don't get that type of buzz with anybody else, aside from like a Roman, Cody, Sami. There's a few. So I can't say anyone else anymore. For 10 years, I said anybody else because there was nobody who made you feel something when they stepped out through the curtain. Nowadays, we do have people like that, thankfully. But only a handful. Most of that roster, ain't nobody making you get up on your feet. Bray still does. That's why I say I don't need to defend Bray shit. Look at the crowd. Listen. Look at the merchandise sales. Look at the metrics. Platform numbers for his vids. Ratings in his segments. Bray is always topping charts. And he has for years. So I don't need to sell you that Bray Wyatt works and that he is the big buzz in pro wrestling. He is because the facts tell us. You don't like it? I hear you. I really do. I can understand frustrations. It still makes you buzz. It still makes you have to look, tune in, watch, take it all in, man. See where it's going. That's what Bray does. He keeps you fucking wanting the answers to those questions, even though you may bitch and complain that there's so many questions and not enough answers. But he keeps you wanting to find out. He keeps you fucking to when you say, oh, fuck Bray, I hate the supernatural, and Bray's on TV, you're kind of like, oh, well, I'm going to fucking watch, though. You ain't shutting that shit off when Bray comes out. I know that because the facts tell us the ratings spike. That's how I know. So, this is one of those things where it was so short, and I was like, oh boy, man, everybody's going to fucking throw a fit on their little social accounts, right? They're all going to hit their 140 characters. This shit sucks. Can we just be done with Bray? Meanwhile, Bray Wyatt's the hottest fucking topic. So, man, it was really short, though, man. Howdy, but it was effective. I mean, that's all you really need to do. Howdy sent in. Howdy was about to be fucking, you make Bobby look strong, but you keep Bray Wyatt that mystery and that wild card. But I do want more. Yeah, Monday Night Raw, I say we get a little more answers on this. You know what I mean? Let's really kick it into high gear. I will agree with that. I've agreed with that for many weeks now, actually. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But he's so good and he's so fucking over and it's so intriguing that it's like, man, just add another minute of the content then. It's clear that what they're doing is just keep giving you the smallest doses and that's it. Little fucking crumbs. You know? And knowing that we all want fucking more. No, Beasley, I want less. Relax. You're already getting less. You can't get any more less. He's the shortest fucking segment. How is that the only thing you're complaining about? It's a 2-hour show. Bray Wyatt's 30 seconds is what fucking gotten you ballistic. You're hitting your head on the wall. Fucking Bray's 30 seconds. No, you just don't like Bray supposedly, right? That became your whipping post. But if you claim you want less, you're getting what you wished for. Don't even complain about it. Just let it be, and you're going to get what you want. I don't understand fans sometimes. It's kind of funny. Roman, Paul, and Jimmy backstage. Roman tells Jimmy to be out there with Solo in the main event and get rid of Sami Zayn. He then tells Paul Heyman that Jey Uso has 1 week to get his ass back in the bloodline, or it's going to be Jimmy's ass on the line. Oh, shit. You heard the moan from the crowd, too, the live crowd. This was backstage, but they were hearing it. And BC, man, I was like, oh, no, poor Jimmy, bro. We know Jimmy took an ass whooping before in the past. So Jimmy is going to have to suffer for Jay's consequences, basically. Or he's going to suffer those consequences, yeah. That's rough for poor Jimmy. Hopefully Jay shows up, does the right thing, rejoins his brother, and man, rejoin that bloodline. You cannot put your brother on the line there, man. So a big development there in 1 week. That's going to be a major part of the fucking story. Roman is not going to be happy, and by the end of the night, he was not happy with Jimmy, by the way. Because that took us into the main event, Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa. This was a 10-minute match. Zayn gave it his all, but Solo is just too badass, and he's too good, and he should not be losing, and he did not, man. A Samoan spike, and that was it. Sami's looking up at the lights. 1, 2, 3, done. Sami Zayn loses. Sent a spark, I'm sure, around platforms and social, and anybody with 140K, right, probably sent shockwaves. Sami should not have lost that match. Man, that was a big night for the bloodline. Solo Sakoa, because I was like, fuck, I know he shouldn't be losing, but to take care of Sami Zayn like that was actually big, man. Post-match, a schmaz that left Roman just a little bit furious at Jimmy, as if he's not already about to be in the doghouse. So what is BC talking about? Well, post-match, they set up a chair around Sami's neck, put him into the corner, and Solo was going to do his running ass fucking first into fucking Sami's dome piece with the chair, basically fucking taking his neck out. Straight Umaga style. And Jimmy stopped him before he was about to take off like a freight train. And he said, no, let me take care of this, Oos. And that slight hesitation allowed Sami Zayn to get up, throw the chair at Solo's dome piece, and take out Jimmy. Solo's badass, though. He fucking recovers. He just shakes off the chair shot. And by the time he went over to Sami saw that Solo was pissed. Sami Zayn ran away. Sami Zayn ran right into section 300. And Jimmy was just like, fuck, what did I do? And then they show backstage and Roman is just like, whether Jay shows up or not is what he was thinking. He didn't say this, but his face was like, whether Jay shows up next week or not, I'm getting to Jimmy's ass is on the line. What the fuck was that? Roman was not happy with Jimmy. Paul Heyman is just looking at Roman like, you ever see Paul Heyman? Every time I watch Roman backstage, like watch the TV screen or something, you guys have to look at Paul Heyman. It is magnificent. Paul Heyman is just staring at Roman Reigns with the craziest of fucking faces. Like, he is truly his tribal chief. It's hilarious. But at the end of this, man, Paul Heyman was actually had this face of like disgust as he looked at Roman, because he knew Roman was furious at Jimmy Uso. And probably Sami for fucking once again escaping the bloodline. But Jimmy is in a world of shit right now because this was a major botch on behalf of the Bloodline. Next week, if Jey doesn't show up and rejoin the Bloodline, again, it's Jimmy's ass no matter what. So you thought that the split was between just Jey and the Bloodline, and I love how it all comes full circle, because Sami Zayn tried to warn last week. I think it was just like last Monday, right? When Sami Zayn showed up to Raw, post-Elimination Chamber, I believe, and he told Jimmy, like, it doesn't have to be this way. You still have time. It's not too late to jump over to our side, because this is all about Roman. It always has been. You're just a henchman. You're just a gopher. You're no more than a crony. But we can help. We can take down the Bloodline, man. Just like, it's not too late. And Jimmy was like, hell no, I am not going against fucking Roman. So Jimmy made his bed. Now he's got to lie in it. Now here we are. And I love how this comes full circle, where Sami could end up being fully correct sooner, much sooner rather than later. And now Jimmy made all the right decisions. He stuck by Roman. And isn't it how quick, how it could be his ass on the line, how easily expendable he is in the Bloodline. I think next week, no matter what, is going to be an eye-opening experience for Jimmy Uso. The problem here is Jimmy and Jey have to remain heel, don't they? It looks like we're absolutely getting Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos at WrestleMania for the tag titles. So you can't do faces versus faces, especially if they all came together to try to take down the Bloodline. You couldn't have the Usos and Sami and Kevin, unless that somehow culminates at WrestleMania and they help Cody win the title, and the Usos and Sami and Owens all fucking like shake hands and celebrate afterwards with. I don't know how you would pull. That would take some thought. I'm getting way ahead of myself. The point is, man, even if Jimmy sees the light, so to speak, and Jey already does, and he sticks by, then how do you set up the tag title match? Because it's clear that's the only thing you can do with Kevin Owens and Sami now, right? Otherwise, what other match do you have for Sami and Kevin Owens? You have to have something big. What tag title match do you have for the Usos? It's got to be that match. So no matter what happens, Jimmy and Jey have to remain with the Bloodline to remain diabolical heels just for Mania, right? I don't know. Makes you think. Gotta think more about that, evidently. Anyway, the show went off the air. Sami Zayn is in Section 300, ran away from Solo because he's like, fuck, I don't want none of you right now. You're pissed. But he says, hey, it's not going to be easy to take me out. I'm telling you right now, man. Roman Reigns has to be stopped, man. And so he's talking a lot of shit from Section 300. Solo is just pissed off. Solo's just looking at Sam and like, oh, I'll fucking break you. Jimmy is distraught. He knows he fucked up. We cut backstage. Roman Reigns is furious. Paul Heyman's disgusted. And we go off the air. So, storyline-wise, fuck yeah, brother. Start and end of the show was the best parts of the show for BC, no doubt. I mean, the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns storyline is starting to really take shape, and this was just the beginning of it. Now we're gonna really, I feel, kick it into high gear, man. You're gonna get the best out of all these talents, including Paul Heyman. But I love Cody Rhodes and Roman at the start of the show. I love the Sami Zayn Bloodline story at the end of the show. I really enjoyed Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and I just fucking Liv Morgan's performance. Just really good. I enjoyed the Uncle Howdy Bray Wyatt shit. Just wish it was longer, to be honest with you. And Dominik Mysterio and Rey Mysterio. This slow build is going to finally come to a point where Rey Mysterio is going to, fuck, drop that son of a bitch and say at Mania, I'm going to do what I should have done all along. Beat your ass. I let you get away with too much when you were a kid. Right? Yeah, so there was some good development last night, man. One of the best shows of SmackDown? No, of course not. But some good storyline development to really start to push those gears into high gear for WrestleMania, man. Oh, it's Mania season. BC's excited, dude. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. Let's do this. Asuka versus Bianca Belair. You guys know how special that is to BC. Let's do this. You know, if you guys are not that excited for Mania, I hope you're at least excited for BC, because I'm getting some matches I really wanted to see for a long time. You guys know how long I've been wanting to see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. You guys know how long I've wanted to see Bianca Belair Asuka at WrestleMania, especially as that kind of personality. You guys know that I'm really down with Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. For me, be happy for me, man. I'm feeling WrestleMania season. It's fun to actually be able to be that side of a fan again and really be excited for shit. For years, I've wanted to be, but wrestling has been so fucking bad and just nothing to be excited about. No pulse, no lifeline. Lately, something's happening in WWE. I'm actually getting fucking excited. It's got me thinking about fucking shit again, like in a fun way, you know? Storylines, guys. Characters and storylines. People like Bray or Roman Reigns or a Cody Rhodes, obviously Edge, Sami Zayn these days. People like that. It just makes it so much more fun. Larger than life characters, man. Or characters that we give a fuck about. Storylines. Theme music with the fucking larger than life characters, right? I'll end this fucking podcast the same way we started it. Theme music. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. The best themes in the business today, bro. Adrenaline in my soul. Okay, I'm not going to bother. I'll leave it just like that, man. BC, man. Top guy, I'm out. BC saying check you. Think, be, live. Amplified always. Until next time. Stay amplified, unit. Gold members, much love and respect to my entire gold team, man. Activate those cards fully, man, and remain amplified. Till next time, check you.